Big Modular lists speed as one of the key advantages of prefab homes, but how fast is fast and why does it matter? To find out, I'm driving out to an island to see a home get built, and I'm not coming back until I get the answers and a tour. Welcome to Salt Spring Island, where tomorrow a company that has built some of the most popular homes on this channel will be installing a 600 square foot modular somewhere over that direction. This place is absolutely crawling with charm, but maybe nowhere more so than where I'm staying, the Salt Spring Inn. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take them to finish off this home, so until such time as that happens, the Salt Spring Inn will be my home. It is a hotel, it is a restaurant, and just when you think it can't get better than that, it is beside a shop that sells whimsical ducks. All right, it's 8:30 and behind me there putting the finishing touches on this foundation. What we're waiting for is the Granville 6 from Hewing Haus. It's a 600 square foot prefab home that's being delivered in 3 separate pieces that will be craned onto this foundation overlooking the water here on the island. It's an absolutely incredible setting. Couple things I'm looking forward to seeing. Number one, it's a bit of a tricky driveway coming up here, so I think that's where we need to head next and just see how they navigate getting the home to where it can be picked up by the crane and set onto the foundation. As you can see, the first piece of this home has now arrived. It's trying to navigate that corner. It's a bit of a hairpin, so it's probably going to take a little bit of wiggling back and forth to get it around that corner. Once they do that, it's a straight shot up. They're going to set it right where the camera is sitting, and that way the crane can pick it from there, go up and over this little hill right here, and place it down on the foundation. So far, so good. The first half is officially up the driveway. It is only 8:53 a.m. They're now positioning the crane over top of the home. If you look in the front corners, you can see they've got anchors. There's one on every corner of this home. They're going to attach the chains, and then they will lift it over onto the foundation. I did mention that this home comes in 3 pieces, but as soon as I saw the size and the size of the foundation, I realized that statement was incorrect. The third piece that we're going to be seeing today is actually a shed. So the home is 2, and then they've got the shed piece that will go off to the side. They're getting real close to lifting this thing, so I'm going to find a better view. They've lifted the first half of the home off the truck, and it is making its way towards the foundation. It is now 9:24 a.m. and you'll notice that there's someone on either end of the home with a rope that's attached to the home, and the reason for that is they can kind of guide it as it needs to travel through the trees here, and when they place it down onto the foundation, they can just kind of use those ropes to maneuver the home through the trees here and over onto the foundation. The first piece has officially been placed down on the foundation. It is 9:33 a.m. I just saw the trailer pull out. I can see the next half of the home. They're gonna back that up. We'll do it all one more time, and just like that, we'll have a 600 square foot home sitting on this foundation. Now, that is not where this story ends, because there's still lots to do to get this thing moving ready. But let's check out this second piece. Current time is 10:20, and you might notice things have changed behind me. They've had to adjust the crane because this half of the home has the kitchen, it has the bathroom, and it is significantly heavier than the first half. They brought the crane forward 25 to 30 feet, and the reason for that basically comes down to physics. I don't have the exact calculations, but the heavier the home, the less they can reach out to grab it. So by coming closer to the home, the boom is going to be more vertical, and they will be able to lift the heavier half of the home while staying within their capacity and not setting off alarms inside the crane. The only problem we might run up against is now we're closer to this tree, so it'll be interesting to see if we can still sneak it through this side, whether they'll have to go around the other side, or if none of those are an option. From my understanding, this company does have a larger crane, but that would add to the timeline. They'd have to pack this one up, go get the other one, bring it back, set up again. So ideally, we just slip it through here, bingo, bango, bongo, and the home will be in place before lunch. We'll see. Look at this. They were able to sneak it through the same way. It's just a little bit of a tighter fit. They've got the ropes on either end guiding it through, and here it comes. just barely over top of the hillside there. The homeowners are watching in the distance. They're gonna start to swing it around, and once they clear that rock there, he'll bring it down and it'll be placed onto the foundation. You can see a front kitchen. I don't know about the floor plan. I haven't been on the website to check that out just yet. I'm excited to just get inside and see it for myself. Now it looks like they've cleared the hill. He's gonna start to lower it. And next time you see it, it'll be on the foundation. Just like that, things are back on track. As you can see, both halves of the home are sitting firmly on the foundation. The crane has disconnected and reconnected to this third piece, which is now airborne. It's gonna go up, over, and around and placed down behind the home. And at that point, I will assess what has to be done to get this home from its current state to something that can be moved into. Probably going to be a couple days yet. It would appear that most of the work has been done, and technically that is true, but there is still a lot to do. 90 to 95% of this build gets done quickly in about 3 hours, and then the last 5 or 10% is going to be done over the next few days. So some of the things that still need to be finished are the boards on this deck. They've got to put a railing all the way around. There's an awning that needs to get installed over here. Little things like the exterior lights. You can't ship with them on, so those have to be installed. They've got the electrician here. He's got to run power into the home. They've got to get a plumber out here. They have to finish the flooring on the inside. They've got to join the seams on the end as well as on the roof. So there is still lots to do. I think that covers most of it, but I'm going to see if I can connect with Jairus. He's buzzing around here somewhere just to see if I've missed anything. All right, I'm here with Jairus, who's been running around kind of overseeing things all morning. It's 12 o'clock. You've got both pieces of the house in place as well as the shed. What happens now?
Well, this is the time when the crew kind of now gets going on stitching the unit together. So we're day one of lifting. By the end of today, we'll have the exterior fully wrapped. So the envelope is the key. Make sure that, you know, all the rain, if it rains today or tomorrow, whatever, that's taken care of. So connecting the seal on the roof and then the two seams on the exterior of the building.
Okay. Now you kind of predicted that it would be done at 12. It's 12:03. Pretty close. You're 3 minutes off. We'll let it slide. What went well today, and were there any surprises?
Everything went well. You know, proper planning goes a long ways. So the crane was set up yesterday. The trucks arrived yesterday so we could get going first thing in the morning. Was kind of interesting though, the second truck, when it backed up, got a little heavy on the one side. It was a heavier unit and the crane just had to shift forward, and so there was a 45-minute delay. We would have been finished before noon.
All right, that's a wrap on day one. I'm headed back to the inn to see if I can locate some fish and chips. I'll be back in the morning to see how they're making out. I found fish. It's official. I slept like an angel. The inn has not disappointed me yet. I just hope I didn't miss everything because I'm getting a little bit of a late start. So what we're looking for today is to find out what they've done and what still has to be done. So yeah, let's head out there. I'm back for day two. It's currently 11:20 in the morning, meaning I've been gone for almost 24 hours. And in that time, a lot has been done, but there is still more to be done before this home can be considered finished. I've been hearing murmurings on the job site that they're hoping to have this move-in ready by tomorrow morning, which would be good because even though I do like staying in the inn, I don't want to stay there forever. Starting at the front of the home, you can see the seam where the two units came together has been filled. The exterior light has been installed on both the front and the side. They still have to finish the deck. The awning is going to go up around there and along the other side. That's yet to be installed. They are attaching, or they have attached the home to the foundation, but they're going to put a cover over that, so that'll look a little more finished down the side. And yeah, let's check out the back. Similar story on the back of the home. You can see the seam that was once there has now been taken care of. They've installed downspouts on either side of the home for rainwater. The Tesla charger was installed in the factory, I believe, because it was there when the home arrived. And as I come around the side of the home, A little bit more work to be done on the deck just yet. Again, they've got the awning going up there. Exterior light has been installed. Let's take a quick boo at this view before I track down Ken. Where's Ken? All right, Ken, we are halfway through the second day. How you feeling about how things are going so far?
Amazing. We had the weather just got beautiful for us yesterday. No rain and no wind, which is what we need. And yeah, the land went perfect yesterday.
Okay.
And everything fell into place. We got her landed first try on each of the units. And having the clients here watching, they're just the greatest people, and it just makes it fun having people who are excited about it. And so yeah, it's been great so far. Really happy.
Cool. Now a lot's happened since I left yesterday, but there is still quite a bit to be done yet. So what's a realistic timeline of when you're going to be out of here, I guess?
So this one is really fast. Everything has been working perfect. We had our electrical hooked up half hour after we landed, so the lights are on. Water line plumbing is getting hooked up today.
Okay.
So we'll have water and lights and heat. It's all going. Our goal is to be out of here by Friday. So we shipped the units on Monday, landed them on Tuesday, and we have a couple days of buttoning up here.
Okay.
But by Thursday we'll be mostly done, and Friday we'll do some final touch-ups, and then we'll be out of here. So it should be mostly complete. The only thing we won't have complete is railings on the decks that we have to measure and order now.
I know exactly what you're wondering right now, and the answer is 3 hours, 26 minutes, and 34 seconds. The fastest home ever built. We were this close. Yes, I realize we're likely about 12 minutes into this video and you still haven't seen the interior, but I feel like today's the day. Here we go. All right, it's Thursday, it is 11:26, and I just got some very important and exciting news. As you can see, all the stuff that we were waiting for on the outside, boom, done. But what you can't see is the inside. Not only did they get it finished, flooring, seams, you name it, it's done, but somehow they also got it staged. So the wait's over. Let's go check it out. Whoa, okay. Lots to talk about in here, and this is my first time inside, so we're gonna figure it out together. The first space that I'm going is definitely this view. So they're taking advantage of it on the end of the home. Let's have a look. Out there, they're taking advantage of it on the side of the home out that way, and they're gonna have another access outside right there when they finish the deck. I'm not going to go out there now, but let's back up a little bit and take this in. Again, this is the Granville 6. It's 600 square feet. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom with a front living room and kitchen that is perfect for this site, if you ask me. Now, coming around this way, we'll get the first look at the kitchen, and I think most of the stuff that I've seen from Hewing Haus has had these cabinet matched fridge and freezers, which is awesome. Whoa, check out this backsplash. So they've got a green backsplash in here that does look really cool when you look out this window because it all kind of matches like that. Sink in the middle. This appears to be a quartz countertop. Not 100% sure on that, but if I were to guess, that would be my guess. How did they get these plates in here already? So yeah, this is fully staged, which is kind of wild. On this side, they've got the pantry cabinet right here. It almost looks like they're moving in today, which is awesome. That would be very close to a world record. Not quite, missed it by a couple days, but we're still in the ballpark. So they got a bank of drawers right here. All soft close, which is great. This is the dishwasher. Wasn't expecting that, but definitely a nice surprise. They've got 2 drawers under the sink, which is nice because a lot of times you'll just see a cabinet door, but they've got the drawers there for, I don't know, ease, I guess you could say. They've got the pull-out for the garbage and recycling, and then we've got the cooktop as well as the oven down below. Up above, you've got 3 there. I'll have a look at either side here. And as far as storage goes, they've got another set over here. One of the things that I have noticed from Hewing Haus is there is definitely no shortage of storage for the space. So again, 600 square feet. I walked right past this because I was going to the view. This is the washer dryer on this side, stacking, fits in there perfect. And beside the door, you're gonna have somewhere to hang. I'm guessing they will put a bar in there at some point, and that'll be a place that they can hang jackets when they enter the home. Hot water tank is down below. Up above, there are 4 more cabinet doors. I passed this and didn't even mention it, and this view is throwing me off. I'm very excited to be in here. They've got this island, which has a bank of 4 drawers there, and again, more lower cabinets on this side for cookware, it appears. This is wide open, which can double as a table. This is a great idea. So there is no need for a kitchen table in here. You've got it handled. You can have 4 bar stools up to that easily, and 1 more on the end if you've got company. So coming into the living room, I talked about the view, but I didn't talk about the furniture placement. They've got a couch, chair, and what are these things called? Ottomans, I believe. Yeah. And all taking advantage of the view. Shelf here for decor, looks awesome, before heading back into the bedroom. So this appears to be a queen bed, and look at this. They have got another amazing view out the bedroom. You can see how they're making out on the deck there. Still a bit more work to be done, which is to be expected because, again, this is the 3rd day they've been putting this home together. Pretty impressive. Now, they've got the wardrobe right there that's built in. Not going to open it because it appears they are moving fully in, so we don't need to go in there right now. One more space to talk about, of course, we have got the bathroom, and I'm seeing more of that green tile that I like so much. So cool lights on either side of the mirror. They've got the vanity here with a couple drawers down below. Lots of counter space on there. Toilet between the vanity and the shower, and have a look at this. We got to go right in here. They've got that green tile through the shower all the way up to the ceiling. Let's get some light on the subject here. Wow. Big fan of that. They've got the black hardware in the bathroom, which kind of ties in with the outside black hardware as well. And a couple places to hang your towels. I think I saw the homeowner walking around here somewhere, so I'm going to track him down. I'm interested to hear why they decided to go prefab, because they could have had a home built on site. All right, I'm here with Corey. He's been hanging out all week watching this unfold. I got to know, is this what you were expecting to see when the home arrived, or was it different?
I mean, the great thing about modular is that you get to see it before it's actually delivered. So we were able to walk through the house at their factory for Hewing Haus in Chilliwack. So okay. It's largely what we've seen, but I mean, to go from a house that's just a bare lot to being fully lived in a couple of days is, yeah, it's really cool.
It's wild. Now, you could have had builders come out here and site build. Why did you decide to go with a prefab?
Well, part of it was the timeline. I think from the day that we talked to their sales guy till today was 7 months ago. So it's way quicker. And then the other thing is cost. It was about half the price compared to us looking at it from with a custom builder. And far simpler. Like the stress was significantly less than we built custom previously. And it's, I think we were on site twice, and now we've got a house.
Awesome. Now, last question. Are you staying in it tonight?
Yeah, I think we're everything's fully done. We've got it decorated. We're water's connected, power's connected. We're gonna stay there tonight.
Awesome, that's amazing. Well, I really appreciate you letting me hang out this week to watch it unfold. Enjoy the new house.
Thank you.
There you have it, folks. A 600 square foot prefab home delivered on Tuesday and pretty much finished by Thursday. So to answer the question of how fast is fast, 3 days is fast. I hope you enjoyed the video. That is it from Salt Spring Island. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.